Here's your translation into English. Glowing Star, welcome to your life-changing journey. Glowing Star, have you ever felt frustrated when you couldn't achieve the goals you set for yourself? Thinking Face, have you ever wondered if success is really that hard to attain? Adam, someone who once stood on the edge of failure, will share the secrets that helped him overcome all challenges to achieve success he never thought possible. Rocket, in this video, you will discover how to take immediate action and never procrastinate, valuable lessons from failure that help you grow, how to build habits that bring you closer to your biggest life goals. Lightbulb, if you're looking for motivation to change your life, don't miss this video. Just one small decision today can completely change your future. Hit play and join Adam as he begins the journey to transform his life right now. Fire. Chapter 1. What awaits the lazy who only know how to retreat? Adam, a 25-year-old young man, lived in a bustling city where everyone was constantly racing to succeed. It had been 3 years since Adam graduated from university, yet he still hadn't found a stable job. He once dreamed of becoming a project manager, but the difficulties in job searching had made him doubt himself. He feared he wasn't competent enough or simply unlucky. Every day, Adam sat in his small rented room, opened his laptop, and scrolled through job postings. Most of his applications went unanswered. It had been ages since he'd received any interview calls. He began to think about giving up, maybe switching to a job unrelated to what he studied. Maybe I'm just not good enough. No one wants to hire someone like me, Adam thought, and that thought weighed heavily on him. One day, after reading an article about an old college friend who had successfully launched a tech startup, Adam felt a mix of disappointment and envy. He couldn't help but ask himself, why can they do it, but I can't? That night, Adam sat silently on his bed. The dim light from his desk lamp cast a soft glow on his laptop. He thought about all the effort he had put in, signing up for online courses, working on small projects to improve his skills. Yet it still wasn't enough to overcome the job hunting challenge. The feeling of being stuck came rushing back. Suddenly, a thought flashed through his mind. If I do nothing, things will always stay the same. But if I start today, could I change my future? From that moment, Adam decided to make a change. He knew he couldn't keep waiting for opportunities to fall from the sky, because opportunities only come to those ready to seize them. If he kept living in the shadow of hesitation and fear, he would never be able to change his fate. Adam paused, looked at himself in the mirror, and asked, if I don't start today, how long will I keep waiting? He realized that if he didn't take action now, his future would just be a series of repeated days, filled with waiting and inevitable failure. Chapter 2. To change, don't wait for someone to push you. The first Monday of a new month. The sky was slightly overcast, the wind carrying the cool air of early spring. Adam woke up earlier than usual. He stood by the window, taking a deep breath, feeling the crispness of a day filled with new hope. He turned on his computer, not to scroll social media like every other morning, but to write down a plan. This month, I will improve my portfolio, update my resume, and apply to at least 30 companies. I will also join 2 workshops and finish that online course I left halfway. The list wasn't long, but for Adam, it marked a significant turning point. It wasn't just about goals, it was about the commitment to himself. He realized that no one would come and rescue him from his situation. No friend, no mentor, no miracle offer. If he wanted to change, he had to be the one to ignite that change. The first few days weren't easy. He had to break the old habit of wasting hours watching videos and reading news. Every time he felt like quitting, he would remind himself of a single sentence he had written on a post-it note stuck to his wall. No one will fight for your life but you. When he didn't understand something in his online course, he no longer skipped it like before. Instead, he searched for answers, watched tutorials, and asked in forums. He began to realize that the only thing stopping him from progressing was his own comfort zone. Every night, he reflected on what he had accomplished. Even just one extra line of code written or a clearer understanding of a project was worth celebrating. The small wins began to stack up, and with them, so did his confidence. By the end of the week, he had already applied to 10 companies. and for the first time in months, he received 2 interview invitations. Adam smiled, not because success had come, but because he had finally taken charge of his journey. No more waiting, no more blaming fate. He was moving forward, step by step, on his own 2 feet. Chapter 3, the first no. Adam sat in front of his laptop, the calendar app open, a reminder blinking. Interview with Blue Pixel, 3 p.m. He had spent hours preparing for this moment, reviewing algorithms, polishing his portfolio, even rehearsing answers in front of a mirror. When a call came in, he took a deep breath and clicked join. The interview started smoothly. The interviewer, a senior developer named Clara, was kind but straight to the point. They discussed technical topics, past projects, and finally, a small coding challenge to solve live. Adam stumbled. His hands were sweaty. His brain froze halfway through the solution. He had practiced similar problems before, but now, under pressure, everything felt blurry. He finished the task, but deep down, he knew he hadn't done well. 2 days later, the rejection email arrived. Simple, polite, and cold. We appreciate your interest, but at this time, we've decided to move forward with other candidates. Adam stared at the screen. For a moment, he let himself feel disappointed. He closed the laptop, lay on the couch, and let the silence surround him. But this time was different. He didn't let it spiral into a week-long slump like before. Instead, he got up, grabbed a notebook, and wrote. Rejection number 1, Blue Pixel. Mistake, panic during live coding. Lesson, practice under pressure. Time yourself. Simulate real interviews. That night, he scheduled 2 mock interviews with strangers on a tech forum. He timed himself solving problems. He stopped avoiding the discomfort of being watched, of being judged. He realized every no was a step closer to a yes if he was willing to learn from it. And more than anything, Adam was no longer afraid of failing. He was afraid of not trying. Chapter 4, the formula for success. Now, looking back at the journey so far, Tuan realized that success is not the final destination, but rather the process he has gone through. But there's one thing he has never stopped wondering. Can everyone achieve what they want if they do the right things? To find the answer to that question, Tuan decided to start a personal project. Unlike his previous projects, this one was more personal. He wanted to create an online course on project management, sharing the knowledge he had gained throughout his journey, especially how to work efficiently and how to overcome fear and procrastination. He began researching the market, developing course content, and recording lessons. Despite many difficulties, such as facing fierce competition and technical challenges, Tuan persisted. After 2 months, Tuan's course was officially launched. Although it didn't immediately generate millions of dollars as many would expect, the positive feedback from the students made Tuan extremely happy. Every compliment, every piece of feedback brought him immense joy. He realized that it wasn't just about making money or becoming famous. Helping others overcome challenges in their work was also a great success. The formula Tuan applied to himself now became clearer than ever. Act now, don't procrastinate. Every day that passes is an opportunity you can never get back. If you don't take action today, you will pay for it with regret tomorrow. Embrace failure. Tuan was not afraid to admit that he had failed many times. However, those failures were valuable lessons that helped him grow. Without failure, he wouldn't have been able to progress. Persevere and never give up. Success comes from perseverance. Tuan learned how to not give up despite facing difficulties. Only perseverance can bring you closer to your goals. Keep learning. Every day, Tuan still makes time to learn new skills, improve himself, and continue training. It's never too late to learn. Help others. Success isn't just about yourself. Tuan realized that when you help others, you also receive a lot in return. The satisfaction of sharing knowledge and supporting others is an important part of his journey. Chapter 5, Standing on Top with Action from Yesterday. A year after Adam's course was launched, he had built a loyal community of students. His story of transformation had become an inspiration for many people. He had a large following and received many invitations to speak at conferences, share experiences, and even write books. But no matter how much recognition he received from the outside, Adam always remembered the tough days when he started from scratch. He sat back and looked at what he had achieved, and the feeling was not one of complacency, but of satisfaction with the efforts he had put in. But Adam did not stop there. He knew that he had only just begun. The success Adam had achieved wasn't by chance, but was the result of the choices he made each day. He had not allowed procrastination to hinder his progress, and that had helped him achieve what he once thought was impossible. One of the things Adam had learned was that although success may seem like a destination, it is actually the result of small actions taken every day. And if you don't act now, you will never know what you can achieve in the future. During a speech at a major startup event, Adam shared, "Anyone can achieve what they want. The key is that you must dare to act today. Don't procrastinate. Don't be afraid of failure, because failure is an inseparable part of your journey. If you don't fail, you won't be able to grow and move forward. And when you persevere and learn, you will reach heights you never imagined." Adam said this, and the eyes of hundreds of people in the audience lit up, as if they had found the key to their own door to success. Epilogue. Adam's story is not an extraordinary one. He's not the only person in the world to achieve success after changing his mindset and actions. However, what is special about Adam is that he realized that success only comes when you take immediate action, when you dare to push procrastination aside, and when you have the courage to change your life starting today. He chose not to let procrastination determine his fate. And if you do the same, you will see that success will come to you too. Adam's story has ended, but each person's journey has only just begun. Remember, if you procrastinate today, tomorrow your competitors will be stronger than you. Either you sweat now, or you'll cry later. The choice is yours. This story ends here, but it is not the end of the journey. Every step you take is a choice, and all of us can achieve what Adam did if we are willing to take action today. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Chapter 6. Embracing failure and learning from it. Adam's journey had been far from smooth, but each failure had shaped him into the person he was becoming. He realized that every setback was not a sign to give up, but an opportunity to learn and grow. His story of failure was not one of defeat, but of resilience. He had faced moments when everything seemed to be falling apart. The first few months after launching his course had been particularly difficult. There were times when sales were slow, feedback was scarce, and doubt crept into his mind. Yet, he chose to persist. Adam had always been taught that failure was something to avoid at all costs. But through his journey, he discovered the truth. Failure is a part of success. It wasn't the failure itself that mattered. It was how he responded to it that made the difference. When things went wrong, Adam took the time to reflect, adjust his approach, and try again with more determination. In one of his blog posts, he wrote, "Failure is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. Each failure is a stepping stone that gets you closer to your goals. Don't be afraid of it, embrace it." And so he did. Adam's perseverance, despite the challenges, became one of his greatest assets. Chapter 7. The Power of Networking and Mentors. As Adam's business grew, he realized that one of the keys to his success was the support he had received from others. He had surrounded himself with a network of like-minded people who helped him along the way. Whether it was fellow entrepreneurs, colleagues, or mentors, Adam knew that the people around him had been a huge part of his journey. It was through networking that Adam met some of his most valuable mentors. These mentors didn't just give him advice. They challenged him to think differently, pushed him out of his comfort zone, and helped him avoid mistakes that could have derailed his progress. One of the most important lessons he learned from his mentors was the value of giving back. It wasn't just about taking. It was also about contributing to others' success. Adam began to mentor others in turn, helping them navigate their own journeys with the lessons he had learned. Through this cycle of giving and receiving, Adam found that his success wasn't just about what he had achieved for himself, but also about the positive impact he could have on others. Chapter 8. The Importance of Persistence. Persistence was the trait that defined Adam's journey. He had faced countless obstacles, yet he never gave up. There were times when the future seemed uncertain, when the end goal felt so far away. But Adam knew that persistence was the key to overcoming all of this. He remembered a time early on when he almost gave up. After struggling for months, he began questioning whether his efforts were worth it. But something inside him told him to keep going, that he wasn't meant to quit. Adam trusted that voice, and it was the best decision he ever made. In one of his talks, he said, "Success is not about how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get back up." Persistence is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And that's exactly what Adam did. He kept getting back up, no matter how many times he was knocked down. His persistence became a symbol of his unwavering belief in his own potential. Chapter 9. The role of self-discipline in success. Self-discipline was another key factor in Adam's success. While many people dream of success, few have the discipline to work towards it every single day. Adam realized that it wasn't enough to simply have a vision. He needed to take consistent action, even when he didn't feel like it. At the beginning of his journey, Adam had to build a routine. He created specific goals for himself, set deadlines, and stuck to them. No matter how tired or frustrated he was, he made sure to stay on track. Self-discipline wasn't always easy. There were days when Adam didn't feel like working or when he wanted to procrastinate. But over time, he learned that discipline wasn't about motivation. It was about making the choice to work towards his goals, even when motivation was lacking. The more disciplined he became, the more he saw results. Adam's success was not just about big, dramatic breakthroughs, but about the small, consistent actions he took every single day. Chapter 10. Celebrating small wins. As Adam's business grew, he realized that it wasn't just the big milestones that mattered, but the small wins along the way. Every piece of positive feedback, every new student who joined his course, every time he learned something new, it all mattered. He had learned not to wait until he reached the big goal to celebrate. Instead, he celebrated the small wins, understanding that they were all part of the journey. These small wins kept him motivated and reminded him that progress was happening, even when it wasn't always visible. Adam encouraged others to do the same. Celebrate the small victories. They may not seem like much at the time, but they add up, and before you know it, you'll have accomplished more than you ever thought possible. Chapter 10. Celebrating small wins. As Adam's business grew, he realized that it wasn't just the big milestones that mattered, but the small wins along the way. Every piece of positive feedback, every new student who joined his course, every time he learned something new, it all mattered. He had learned not to wait until he reached the big goal to celebrate. Instead, he celebrated the small wins, understanding that they were all part of the journey. These small wins kept him motivated and reminded him that progress was happening, even when it wasn't always visible. Adam encouraged others to do the same. Celebrate the small victories. They may not seem like much at the time, but they add up, and before you know it, you'll have accomplished more than you ever thought possible. Chapter 12. The journey never ends. As Adam looked back at all he had accomplished, he realized one important truth: the journey never truly ends. Every achievement was just another step on the path to something greater. Even when you reach one goal, there's always another one waiting for you. Adam had reached many of his dreams, but he understood that true success wasn't a final destination. It was an ongoing journey. He would continue learning, growing, and sharing his knowledge with others for the rest of his life. In his final words to his community, Adam said, "Success is not a point you reach, it's a way of life. The journey is the reward. Keep moving forward, keep learning, and never stop striving to be better." And with that, Adam's story didn't end. It was just the beginning of a new chapter. Glowing star conclusion. Glowing star. Remember, the path to success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking that first step today, no matter how small. Just like Adam, you have the power to change your life, overcome obstacles, and reach your dreams. Every action, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, is a step closer to your goals. So what are you waiting for? Take that leap and start your journey now. Don't let fear or procrastination hold you back from achieving the life you deserve. Collision, you have the potential to transform your future. Make today the first day of the rest of your life. Collision. Thanks for watching, and remember, your success story starts with you. Let's go make it happen. Clapping hands fire. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the latest content to keep you motivated.